At Room to Room, did you know our specialty is custom ordered upholstery? Get the furniture you want in the fabric and color selection you want. With our free design service, we won't let you make a mistake.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, so sorry for the delay, but welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. We have a lot to talk about, especially if you just saw the first few seconds of what we were trying to get ready to talk about in this broadcast. We have major soggy conditions, cold conditions, but also major news in the football community as well. We're going to be discussing everything in this broadcast to get you ready for everything going on, which brings us to our first headline. Football changes in Oxford. We've heard the news of Lane Kiffin and that coaching carousel, whether or not he's going to take the job at LSU, Florida, stay at Ole Miss. We have the very latest as that decision has come out today. But we also have a soggy start to the work week ahead. And not only will it be very soggy, but those cold conditions, they are sticking around for a while, pretty much below average conditions nonstop as we get ready for the work week ahead. So make sure you have those layers on because the cold and rain, not really going to be a good combo. But speaking of Oxford and that, all the news coming out of there, we can take a live look out here, seeing those gloomy conditions, both literally and figuratively. 39 degrees feels like 34. And like I mentioned last night, part of that is because of that northerly wind, very breezy. We can kind of see that camera shaking just a little bit with some of those gusts, but that north wind going to make you feel a lot colder than what those temperatures are reading. But I said it's a gloomy kind of view, literally and figuratively, because Lane Kiffin did come out earlier and give his decision on where he's ending up landing for his coaching spot. He has made the decision to take his head coaching towards the position at LSU. He released this statement on Twitter earlier today, or X, basically just letting you know kind of what the process looks like, but also trying to fight to see if he could stay during their playoff run, because this has been a historic season for the Rebels. Unfortunately, they did not let him stay to be a part of the playoff push, but he is going to be rooting them on all playoff long, going to be y'all's #1 fan. So I know whether you are a Bulldog fan, a Rebel fan, I mean, he did great things for that program in Oxford, and a sad day for most of us here in North Mississippi. But I know he's going to take his talents, do great at LSU. That makes those Ole Miss LSU games even more fun to watch coming up next year and for the years to come. So definitely wanted to keep y'all updated on that going on, especially since we keep talking about football and everything going on here in North Mississippi. So definitely wanted to make sure to keep you updated. We also have our Will Kohlmeyer that's going to give you the very latest on that coaching carousel and everything that went into that decision. That'll be coming up later on into the broadcast. But let's come back to the weather element of this. We're going to look at the first 12 and see pretty much cloudy conditions as we continue into the overnight period. We're staying dry, but definitely cloudy. Those temperatures, 38 degrees by 7 o'clock, cooling off towards the low 30s, possibly some upper 20s as well. But that cloud cover going to stay consistent pretty much all night into the early morning hours for your Monday. Going to be a chilly, cold start to the day. But let's take a look at our Mississippi Live weather radar. Live right now, not showing much, and that is a good thing. We've seen a bunch of green kind of move through the area this weekend, but we are finally seeing drier conditions as we wrap up our Thanksgiving break. Still dry, but also definitely cool as we continue into the evening ahead. And one of the responses, or what caused that, is this cold front. It pushed through North Mississippi last night, bringing those rain chances, but that's what's also allowing that northerly wind to continue pushing into North Mississippi. That high pressure system also funneling some wind down south for us. So it's going to make us feel even cooler as we continue wrapping up our break, but getting into the work week ahead. Those cold conditions, they are sticking around here in North Mississippi pretty much all week long. But coming back to Futurecast, we can see those cloud cover pretty much everywhere here in North Mississippi, pretty much just blanketing us as we continue into the overnight hours, especially still staying dry. That northerly wind, you can kind of see it just a little bit ahead of that cloud cover because it kind of blends in with that white, but we're staying dry pretty much all night long. Most of that activity, those rain changes, definitely down south into Louisiana, Texas, even into Arkansas, maybe seeing some wintry precip, not going to be much, but definitely still some out there. We could start seeing some rain showers out in the Delta in your early morning hours around 8, 9, 10 o'clock, but most of those rain changes, everything you see down here will eventually make its way up. Don't worry, it will be a rainy forecast for your Monday. Just got to wait a few more hours until then. Next 24 shows that perfectly. We're starting off our day around 30 degrees with mostly cloudy conditions above us, keeping that cloud cover until the rain comes, slowly warming on up towards the low to mid 40s, but still feeling a lot cooler than what those temperatures are reading outdoors. And if that can't get any worse, we're also going to have some rainy conditions as well, making us feel even colder. Around 10% by lunchtime as those rain changes start crossing into North Mississippi, but they're going to continue to climb as we continue into the afternoon, evening, and overnight hours ahead for your Monday. So make sure you not only have those layers, have an umbrella, have a rain jacket above all those layers. It will be a miserable Monday forecast coming up, but we want to make sure that you are prepared and ready for the start of the work week, especially since we have had a long Thanksgiving break here in North Mississippi. But like I mentioned, I'm going to give you an in-depth look on those rain changes going into tomorrow, throughout the rest of your Monday, into Tuesday as well. And we have our Will Kohlmeyer giving you the latest look on that decision by Lane Kiffin. All that's coming up in 1 minute.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool.
Your hand's gotten so Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love your mind.
The bravest thing that my dad has done has been going back to school.
It wasn't when he first enlisted, it was when he found his first support group.
The bravest thing she did is when she asked for help.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us at Mississippi Live Weather at 6. As contrast to the Oxford camera, we now have the Starkville camera live, pulling in those temperatures around 41 degrees. Feels like 41 as well, but one of the reasons I have this pulled up is because our Will Kohlmeyer is actually live out there just outside of Davis Wade Stadium, giving us the very latest on that decision by Lane Kiffin. Take a look at this.
Hello and welcome to a very chilly Starkville, Mississippi. We are just outside the stadium here at Mississippi State, where this would be the last place that Lane Kiffin will ever coach an Ole Miss football team. Of course, Kiffin and the Rebels took care of Mississippi State on Friday to win the latest renewal of the Egg Bowl. A lot has happened since then, though, right? Today, Kiffin on his way to LSU. Of course, everybody knows that by now. And Keith Carter didn't waste long, very much time at all, to name not just as an interim coach, but as a full-time replacement. Pete Golding, the defensive coordinator for Ole Miss, becomes the head coach. And here's a nice nugget. This is very interesting. The last time LSU poached a coach, remember they got Brian Kelly from Notre Dame. What did Notre Dame do? They promoted their defensive coordinator, Marcus Freeman, and it was Freeman that led the Irish to a national title game. Could we have an instant replay? Can Pete Golding do what Marcus Freeman did when LSU grabbed Kelly from Notre Dame and brought him to Baton Rouge? Now LSU has taken Kiffin away from Ole Miss. He's the new Tiger head coach, and now can Golding lead the Rebels to a national title game? Of course, there's a lot of meat left on the bone before they get to that point, but we'll see. That's just kind of an interesting storyline there that kind of developed that I thought I would throw your way. But and by the way, the reason why I'm here at Mississippi State and not at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, I was on the MSU campus earlier this afternoon. I had the broadcast, had the call of a Mississippi State women's basketball win over ULM, an SEC Network Plus broadcast. So that's why I'm here and not in Oxford, but I figured this was the last place that Kiffin coached Ole Miss in his tenure with the Rebels. But that's the story here from Starkville. And Lane Kiffin on his way to LSU. Pete Golding, a very happy replacement, the defensive coordinator, now head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Well, again, thanks to our Will Kohlmeyer for giving us the very latest. And I know we can sometimes be a house divided here in North Mississippi, but regardless, whether you are a Rebels fan or Bulldog fan, I know that we can all agree that he did a great job for that program. We need to wish him the best going forward as he takes his talents towards LSU. But coming back to weather, let's take a look at our day planner as we wrap up our Thanksgiving break, seeing a cloudy into our Sunday, starting off with temperatures around 36 degrees by 8 o'clock, cooling on off, seeing low 30s, possibly some upper 20s. As we continue into the overnight hours ahead. Those chilly conditions, they are starting now, and they've been occurring pretty much all throughout our Sunday. But Futurecast showing the cloud cover pretty much all across our viewing area, just blanketing us as we continue into the overnight hours ahead. Good thing is we'll have that blanket on all night long, trying to stay warm, especially inside, but that cloud cover not going anywhere even by that 10 o'clock broadcast hour, even into midnight and on. We're starting to see those rain chances just a little bit out there in Arkansas, some of that wintry mix as well. But for us here in North Mississippi, we are staying dry. Some rain chances are going to try to come affect the southern portions of the Delta, maybe early morning hours for affect some early morning commutes, but I'm still expecting those dry conditions to persist until that lunchtime hour. Then we're going to be talking about a lot of rainy conditions pretty much for the rest of your Monday. Low temperatures, like I mentioned, low 30s all across North Mississippi, still some upper 20s, 28 Hamilton, Red Bay, Iuka, Boonville, 26 out there in Corinth, 28 in South Haven, but 33 in Cleveland, 35 in Greenville. I think 35 might be our highest down there in Belzona and Greenville, so still going to be a chilly night ahead of us as we wrap up our Thanksgiving break. And of course, since we're wrapping up that Thanksgiving break, it is definitely a school night tonight across North Mississippi. Drop off, going to be a chilly one. Still seeing those dry conditions on the front end of your Monday. Around 31 degrees by drop off, warming up towards 40 degrees by lunchtime, starting to see those rainy conditions start making their way into North Mississippi. But by the last bell, we are starting to see those rain conditions continue pushing into our area with those temperatures feeling a lot cooler than what it is actually reading outdoors. So let's come back to Futurecast and kind of map out what your Monday looks like. This is picking up at 6 a.m. Still seeing that cloud cover, going to be a cloudy start to our Monday. But as we track out the rest of your morning and into lunchtime, we're starting to see those rain chances get closer and closer towards North Mississippi, really start entering our viewing area by lunchtime and on. And pretty much from this point on, we're seeing those rain conditions pretty much stick with us. You could see some yellows, oranges, and reds, could hear a few rumbles of thunder. Again, not expecting anything severe. This is just a lot of rainfall that we're going to be receiving tomorrow. Going to be pretty much an all-day thing. This is by the 6 o'clock broadcast time tomorrow. Pretty much everybody, as of right now, projected to get some rainfall. That's going to continue pushing on through our area from pretty much Monday evening into the overnight hours as well. We'll be covering that in just a second. But those high temperatures, mid-40s all across North Mississippi, 48 in Columbus and Vernon, 46 Amory, 39 out there in Oxford, 37 South Haven and Tunica, Clarksdale and Cleveland. But again, these temperatures never really going to feel exactly how you're feeling outdoors. You're going to feel a lot cooler as well. Those heat and seas, or what those feels like values are, pretty much low 30s, 31 in South Haven, 32 in Senatobia, 31 Clarksdale, Cleveland, and Greenville. Coming back towards the east side of our viewing area, 42 in Hamilton, Amory, 41 out there in Starkville as well. A chilly day ahead as we get ready for the work week, but also going to be a soggy one. This is picking up back for your Monday evening around 6 o'clock and into the evening overnight hours. That wintry mix getting a little bit closer to North Mississippi, but not really going to affect us. We are going to see a whole lot of rain, and that is about it. Not really seeing many snowflakes mixed in. I know, December, it's tomorrow. We're right around the corner, but got to wait just a little bit longer before we can maybe see those chances. But still, seeing that rainfall around the midnight time frame into your Tuesday morning hours, which is why there's a chance for rainfall for your Tuesday. But then we're seeing dry conditions from your Tuesday morning and pretty much on into the rest of your day as well. Going to be a cloudy day, starting to clear up just a little bit by the early afternoon, evening time frame. This is by 5 o'clock, but going into your evening, starting to see clearer conditions as well. Of course, then that sun is setting, not really much to look at in the sky. Just going to be a clear, dark night sky to look above you heading into your Tuesday. But those high temperatures maybe slightly warmer, but still pretty much sticking around those mid 40s, still seeing some upper 30s, 39 in Oxford, 38 in Holly Springs, South Haven, Senatobia, and Tunica, 42 down there in Greenville, 43 in Belzona. I think 45, there we go, 45 is going to be the highest down there in Kosciuszko as well. But those heat indices or feels like values still a lot cooler than what we're actually reading outdoors with those temperatures. That northerly wind going to make us feel a lot cooler than what we are experiencing outdoors. But that 7-day forecast showing those rain chances, especially for your Monday. Imagine a 10% for your Tuesday. That's if you're up early at 1, 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning. But those rain chances going to continue moving out overnight. We're going to see drier conditions throughout the day for your Tuesday. But looking towards tomorrow, high of 44, overnight lows in the upper 20s, 29 degrees. Tuesday going to be a high of 42, starting to see those mostly clear conditions on the back half at kind of post lunchtime into your afternoon and evening hours. Enjoying those dry conditions for your Tuesday and Wednesday. Before those rain chances, try to ramp up just a little bit on the back half of your Thursday into your Friday. Could see some rumbles of thunders and maybe some thunderstorms embedded in those rain showers, but still a ways away out that we're going to continue tracking. And then dry conditions as of right now for your Saturday and Sunday. So definitely looking forward to the next weekend here in North Mississippi. But don't go anywhere. I keep talking about these chilly conditions, those feels like values. I'm going to be mapping out those wind indices or those feels like values as you go about your Monday and into your Tuesday, getting you ready for the work week ahead. That's coming up here in 1 minute.
By the time you see the symptoms of lung cancer, it could be too late. Now there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early. If you smoked, get scanned.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete. But it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Hi, my name is Rosie. Regional Rehab Center helps kids like me by offering speech therapy, occupational therapy, and dyslexia therapy. Your support helps so many of us get what we need to grow and succeed. Please help the Rehab Center.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. Let's take a look at that future wind chill as we go into the evening hours ahead of us, but also into the work week. This is starting off around this Sunday evening at 10 o'clock during that 10 o'clock broadcast hour. So if you're still hanging out outside, enjoying the last bit of your Thanksgiving break, have those layers ready. That cold, it is already here in North Mississippi. It's going to stay with us overnight into your Monday as well. So let's track out what it looks like as we get ready for school, work in the morning. Going to be pretty much mid-20s all across North Mississippi. 25 in Tupelo, Houston, 24 Bruce, 25 Oxford, 19 out there in South Haven along the Tennessee state line. Going to be a cold start to your Monday, and that's going to continue pretty much all day long into lunchtime. Still feeling like you're in the mid-30s across North Mississippi. Of course, you can see, I'll step out of the way, the further east you go in our viewing area, a little bit warmer, but that's because those rain chances starting to move in from the west. That rain, that wind, not going to be a good pair as you go about your Monday. Going to make you feel even cooler. 28 out there in Cleveland on what it feels like, 29 in Greenville, 32 in Belzona as well. Going to be a cool day pretty much all day long for your Monday. But tracking out into your nighttime hours as well, this is during the 10 o'clock broadcast time tomorrow, maybe slightly warmer than what it'll be later on tonight. Pretty much still mid-30s, upper 30s across North Mississippi, especially the further east you go, the warmer you'll be. But especially if you're out west along the Mississippi River. 25 in South Haven, 23 Tunica, 25 in Clarksdale, 26 in Cleveland and Greenville. This is tomorrow evening. But as you get ready for the overnight period going into your Tuesday as well, we're going to be thankful for drier conditions. Still, those cool conditions are lasting as well. Pretty much low 20s, upper teens popping up across North Mississippi. 19 in New Albany, 17 in Holly Springs. I think you're the winner for the lowest. 18 in Senatobia and 20 in South Haven and Tunica. Still keeping the same trend. The further east you go, a little bit warmer. 26 in Vernon, Columbus, Macon, 28 in Aliceville as well. Going to be a cold start to your Tuesday. These cold conditions pretty much sticking all day long, Monday, Tuesday, pretty much throughout the rest of your work week. Even by lunchtime, still sitting in the low 30s all across North Mississippi. Some upper 20s, 28 Hamilton, 29 Red Bay and Iuka. And that continues into the evening as well. Starting to see those values pretty much stick right there, but not as breezy either. Not really seeing those wind barbs continue pushing on through for your Tuesday evening. So some relief is on the way, but by then that'll be December 2nd here in North Mississippi, and we are in those Christmas months, Christmas season, so definitely going to start feeling like that here in North Mississippi. But of course, here's the QR code for both the iOS and Android version of our app. We appreciate all the support you have given us, and we just love that y'all have continued to download the app and keep us on those charts. So it has a lot of useful information, especially with these cooler temperatures on the way and what we're experiencing right now, sending you alerts when that rain is getting closer to help you track out any afternoon, evening plans, but especially those school day plans as we get ready for the work week ahead. But we'll be live later on tonight at 10 o'clock to cover the very latest on those rain chances. A new model will come out between the 6 and the 10, so we'll have better timing and a look at those rain chances as we get ready for the Monday ahead. But until then, let's enjoy what we have left of our Thanksgiving break and what we have left of our Sunday evening. Enjoy y'all's time inside, outdoors, layered up, and I will see y'all back here in the Room to Room Weather Center at 10.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Hate is loud, but love is the majority.